with liberty and justice for all.
All right, welcome.
Hi.
You are. Okay. First thing on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the May 12th regular meeting. Did everybody get a chance to review those? Any discussion or corrections? If not, is there a motion to accept the minutes?
I'll make the motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
The next thing on the agenda is the Bass Lake Campground Electric RFP bid proposals. And we only got one bid.
Yeah, so I reached out to a lot of people. I reached out to Bob Aloy's I can't remember what they're called, but he works for a firm and they were unable to get an electrical engineer. So because they had said they would like to bid, but they couldn't put in a bid. So then I asked Lee Nagai, he expressed interest. He wouldn't be able to do something like this, but he just didn't have time either. And I did meet with someone from Culver named Sean, and we talked about that last week, or last month. Donnie was telling you about that, but he decided not to put in a bid too. So this is all we got.
Yeah, and I think that one from Culver wasn't as extensive as this. It didn't include just the schematics and all that.
Right.
Well, I think we more or less have to accept this bid, because this has to be done in order for us to upgrade the electric.
And I think, I mean, this is basically our first step to get the process started. Because I think what we'd like to do is maybe once we get this approved, if we approve it tonight, it would be to go in front of the council and the commissioners and kind of give them an idea of what our plan is.
Yeah, we don't have a choice on this. It's statutory that we have to do this plan before we can proceed. Otherwise, we're in violation of state law, so.
Yeah, because of what we estimate the overall cost of the project to be, right?
Okay. So has anybody got any questions about it? So the bid is a little over 18,000, right?
19,600.
19,600, yeah.
And they're separate costs for the utility design and coordination. It's 9,500. The bidding services is what they're gonna provide for that is 7,300. And then the post bid services is 2,800. So the cost is not to exceed 19,600.
And it's my understanding, once this is done, we'll know what to
Yeah.
expect. The cost, the upgrade is gonna be.
Well, I think
Pretty good idea.
there is a question in that too, but I think what this process does is once we go through this and we engage these folks, then they will put together the bid packets and all of that to go out and get that formal bid process where it has to be a sealed bid coming in. And they'll arrange, that's what all of the services are that they're providing.
Yes, sir.
The question, just for clarification, so we are talking about getting a service to put together an RFP or request for purchase package. This is what this part is $19,000 to put this together, so we can come back with a $250,000 or $500,000 estimate of what we're doing. But this is the approved way of getting us to that point.
Right, yeah.
Budget.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we're required to do this by law.
Yeah, and it gives anybody who's bidding on the proposed project an outline and the schematics and exactly what is required for them to be able to put in a bid.
If they do so.
If they put in a bid, yeah.
Is there an expiration date on that?
I don't see one, but.
No, but if we act on it tonight, I guess.
And we have to make sure we get one too on the bid that we get eventually.
Well, I believe part of this is there's a pre-bid meeting that'll have to occur if we decide to engage these guys tonight. And some of those details can be worked out, I think.
Yeah, and one of the things I learned on doing this and talking to electricians is that we can probably expect a lower bid for the work with this done, because if the electrician had to go out and do this work and everybody came up with their own thing, that's a lot of work that they would have to do. So the bid should be cheaper with this in place.
Any other questions? Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Everybody will be following once they come up with their process here. So everybody who bids on this work will have to bid exactly same thing. Unless they have an amendment.
Right, and I would also think that as the bids are unsealed. We would also use these folks to make sure that each of the bidders did follow that process. So likely, we'll take it under advisement that first night, depending on whether the council and them are even gonna grant us the money, but, so that's a whole nother question.
Well, I guess too, then we just, are we gonna pay for this out of our budget? I mean,
Well, and unless there's anywhere, I know the only other thing that was brought up is that CVC board, is there any grants that we can get for them to help fund this? And if there isn't, then I don't see any other way than out of our own budget.
Yeah, I think it's gonna have to be out of our budget, I think.
Probably the least resistance that way.
yeah,
Yeah.
and we can make it up, we're doing really good.
Well, and this is the first step, because
Yeah.
that's the reason why this has been spinning forever, is because we didn't take this first step. And we don't have formal numbers for
Yes.
the council or the commissioners to consider, so.
There was some resistance to us even doing this part.
Right,
yeah.
That's what's right.
That's what held us back.
We got through the commissioners. The commissioners said yes, they voted yes, but it was the council that shot us down.
Yeah, and actually, to be clear on that, it wasn't that the park board was going to the council for extra money. We were just going for them to approve an additional allocation to cover these costs using our own funds.
Right.
Right.
And that
Yep.
even got denied, so that was kind of,
Yeah.
but I think things have changed a little bit now.
Yes, I
so.
do think so. And several of the county council members have expressed support for us going forward now.
Okay. If there aren't any other questions, is there a motion to accept this bid? Is
I'll make a motion to accept this bid.
there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay, I left something really important off of the agenda. And that's the budget, the 2027 budget. I can't believe I forgot to put that on there.
Well, I thought maybe you were gonna handle that under financials.
Okay, well, I should have just pretended that was next. I guess we'll wanna do it now? Or
Sure,
should we
sure.
wait? Okay.
You bet.
Okay, so I made for you a rudimentary copy of what we had last year. That was our numbers from last year, so we can go through each one. If that, do you want me to do that? Would I go through? each?
Sure, I would just like to go through that.
Okay.
Maybe not spend much time on things that don't change, but.
Okay, so personnel services, that is a big change. There's a big change coming there. I am asking for myself a 6% raise over the 3% raise. I feel that I have worked really, really hard, and this will get me more close to what I feel is fair for what I've been doing. I don't know if I'll get approved for it, but I'm gonna ask for it. I'm leaving the part-time work the same, but I am asking for a new position for Bev that would be full-time, where I could give her 40 hours a week. I know this is gonna be a little sticky with the council, but Bev has talked about, she doesn't need the health insurance, so we can waive that. So I think that might, be a selling point, but I'm asking for 30,000 to draw from for her. It would of course be full-time in the summer, but then in the winter, not full-time, and the title of her job would be event and facility manager. This is pretty much what she's doing. So that part of it is different. That's quite a bit different. I don't know how much the health insurance was 12,000 last year. It'll be probably a little more, so I'll have to change
Yeah,
that.
and we usually don't provide, we just say the
Yeah,
estimate of the cost and then,
yeah.
treasurer, they do that themselves.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
We don't have those.
I actually usually leave that blank.
Council would require a job description for the new job, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
So you have to.
I have to, I know, do I have to have that done by the 15th?
I can.
Okay, okay. Office supplies, same, postage and mileage, same, repair and maintenance supplies, that would be new. I'm asking for $3,000. We got a Culligan water, service and cleaning supplies and all the things. We go through a lot of garbage bags, guys. A lot of garbage bags. We have a lot of garbage. So I thought that would be good there. The next page, same on service contracts, that's like what we paid Justin Schramm and some other things through. Communication and transportation, I am proposing a new camera system for next year, something more updated. The Verkada camera system is what the rest of the county uses, so I got these numbers from Stanley. So the 30,000 each camera, we need two. Each one is 15,000. It's a one-time cost. And then each year it's $120, but you usually buy it in 5 years. So I'm asking for 30,600. That would get us through 5 years.
Okay.
He said they're what the rest of the EMS uses and that all the county uses. And they do the, rolling service where we could look real time live.
Is there a camera covering the gate and the counting of the money and
Yeah, but it's
stuff
not
like that?
live.
Huh?
It's not live. It just records.
But it does record it. Okay, because I know that was one of the things that the State Board of Accounts was interested in when they kind of directed us to do the cash register and then the safe
Right.
and all that stuff, so.
Question about that, is it cloud-based, the camera system?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
Sorry, that's me.
Yeah, is the camera system cloud-based where you can?
Not now.
Not now, but is that? part of
This
it
is,
also?
yes,
Okay.
yes. The Verkada would be
Yeah.
like what you'd be used to using, something like nice. So that's a proposed new part of the budget. Same on printing and duplicating, advertising. Liability insurance is probably gonna go up. I didn't account for that. I don't know what to put there exactly, but that might change. Okay, I need your help with utilities. So, last year, our NIPSCO bill was $35,000. So I put in 37.5 thinking, well, that might cover it, but I don't think so. Yep. Okay.
It does not go down, it almost goes up.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't know what I should put there. Now, the Bass Lake Conservancy District, that hasn't changed since I started, so I kept that the same.
Yeah, that's not gonna change.
And then the cell phone, we did add the hotspot. So that's about 500, I'm asking for $500 more than 2026. And the internet has gone up a little bit for some why would the internet go up? I don't know, but
Cause it never goes down.
Well,
yeah,
well, not only that though, we do need to look at the contract and see what year we're in.
2029,
That's when and so there may have been an incremental cost
probably.
included in that. So we should
Awesome,
double check
okay,
that.
didn't think about that. So I'm gonna change that slightly on utilities, it won't be very much, if you think that's enough. Keeping repairs and maintenance the same, now in 2025, we were allocated quite a bit.
26, you mean?
For 2026, sorry, yeah. 2026, we were allocated more because of the building renovations, so we can take that back down to 53 to keep our budget kind of in check. Now, so the kayak launch porta potties, David had reached out and asked to find out how much that might be for next year for us to have porta potties from April 1st to October 31st at each launch. So I think that I messed that up. I got a quote from Service Sanitation for $960, but when I'm thinking about it, that's probably for one. So this needs to be 2,000. So that's, and then, if we get the loan from the county, I don't know if we need to add another like bit in here of what we're gonna pay back, or if we use that,
I don't know, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, is that since we don't have exact numbers, I think if we get, budgets are general
Mhm.
and what you're estimating. So I think as long as the park board comes up with a plan to go with them, because we do know what the estimated costs are gonna be is between 250,000 and 300 somewhere.
Yeah.
Or maybe less, but
Yeah,
that's the estimates we've gotten so far.
yeah, okay. Um. Then I did add on the back side, so we got the furnaces, so I took that out, but we didn't get a water softener, so I left that in for next year. And then I'm also proposing a part of our budget for concessions. Just $3,000 to kind of see, you know, how that goes. Right now, we don't have one, so I'm just kind of using our regular budget to buy items.
So I don't know, maybe as a by where we should discuss what we think the proposal to the commissioners and the council should be for for the electric upgrade. That we estimate that the amount is gonna be between 250 and 300,000, and that we would expect to be able to pay the loan back over some period of time, 5 to 10 years. So we go to them with a general outline. I don't know, what do y'all think?
How soon are we gonna have this RDF?
I think, was he saying by July, he thought?
I-
Remember when we met with United and they said they could definitely have this part ready for our June meeting, but they wouldn't have all the schematics done and ready. It might be August before I can reach back up.
Something about 6.
Gotta get-
I don't know if it makes too much difference. I mean,
Well, the only reason why I'm saying I think we need to get in front of the council soon is because folks are starting to come to the council for some of that solar money that's out there and available. So I guess I'd rather at least get our slot in
In
line.
the doorway.
Well,
Yeah, while there's still that opening and before everybody else comes.
I will be going on Monday to let them know that you guys approved the RFP to at least keep them in the loop.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Maybe we could come to an agreement tonight on what we think the general outline would be is like that. We think it's gonna be between 250 and 300,000, and we expect to be able to pay half of that back. I mean, that's my proposal. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but we're gonna go with that, but that's what they're at least proposing, that we pay half of it back over a 5 to 10 year period.
how much is the council gonna change in November? Do we know?
They're,
Todd's out for sure.
yeah.
Well,
Well, I wouldn't say for sure, because I mean, somebody else could run between,
Yeah,
I mean, it's not likely that, most likely he's gonna be resigning his seat when he takes over.
Well, and then Jean will be new.
Right, right.
Um,
And someone will have to, the Republicans, if Todd resigns his seat, the Republicans will have to, have a caucus and appoint someone to that seat.
Yeah.
I think if we at least go in front of the council, we'll get a general idea of what if there is any resistance. I just kind of like to know what that is.
Was that? Nobody anticipates it's gonna be more than 300,000, right?
We haven't heard any numbers higher than that.
Yeah, I don't see a problem
Going in front of them.
with the proposal along those lines. Between 250 and 3.
And we're proposing we pay half back in 5 to 10 years. And I think we can kind of justify that in a way, because I know campers probably aren't gonna like this, but if we get the infrastructure done and the infrastructure does include individual meters to individual sites, we haven't decided on what we're gonna do with that yet, but that is revenue we're spending now that we may not need to
well, that we could apply toward the loan.
in the future, right? So, but none of that's decided yet,
Right.
so.
Okay.
well, it first has to go in front of the commissioners and has to be approved all over again.
Well, no, I don't know that, I don't know that the commissioners have to approve this. I
And
think,
they do,
no, no, I don't think they do.
it's a new contract.
Well,
It's a new
no,
contract. They approved the old one for 17.
no, but we only went to the commissioners and the council last time is because we didn't have the money in our budget. We have the money in our budget this year. So we don't have to go for an additional appropriation to the commissioners or the council. So I think
We can sign our own contract.
we can set our own contracts as a park board. We don't have to go to them.
I do think, I mean, I was there to ask for the money.
For the additional, it was an additional appropriation because we didn't have the funds available. That's why we went to them the first time.
Okay.
So I don't, as a park board, I don't think we really need that, but.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't see how that's any different than the cell phone contract or anything like
Well,
that.
or any of the other contracts we sign, we go into. As long as we have the money appropriated,
They have the money.
right, and it's appropriated.
I think it's good.
Do we know these funds?
They'd probably come out of repair and maintenance. When you look at this, the furnaces got taken out of repair and maintenance, and that needs to get moved around, and I'll have Michaeline do that,
Okay, I guess that's.
but it would come out of repair.
We go to the council, if we go to the council, then we need to know where it's gonna come out of, because those questions are gonna come up.
Yep.
I think.
Okay. Okay, well then I'll go ahead and go to the councils and.
Do we need a motion maybe then to give the plan to the council
Yeah.
commissioners?
Yeah, I don't think it'll hurt.
All right, well then I'll make a motion that we ask for time on the commissioners and the council meeting, their next meeting, to give a general outlay of what the park board is proposing as far as utility infrastructure project. We estimate that the cost for the project is gonna be between 250 and 300,000. And that we expect to be able to pay that, and we're expect to be able to pay half of that back within 5 to 10 years.
I'll second.
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Right.
All right.
Thanks, you guys. Okay, wow. Okay. Superintendent report. So Memorial Day opening weekend at Bass Lake was a success. The concession stand is open with just simple things for now, but we're launching rabbit coffees this weekend. We'll have cold brew iced coffees and refreshers and boba. So we'll start that this weekend, June 13th. We'll also be launching our 2026 t-shirts this weekend, and we got those printed at Simon's City Truck. Truth has them. So here's what they look like.
On the camera.
Here's what they look like.
Your banner.
And then there's well, Shelley said if anybody likes a different color, she can do different colors. I think I actually like this one with the little pocket design and then it on the back. And unfortunately, I did the wrong one to start, but that's okay. I think we'll sell them all and it'll be fun. So that's our 2026 t-shirt. We assisted with the Memorial Day ceremony at the courthouse and Crown Hill Cemetery. It was decided that the A County Department should always be the figurehead of this event. And since we oversee the Veterans War Memorial, that ended up being me. Kind of last minute, but next year we'll be more prepared. And I love to be part of that, and I love to be on the committee. But we'll get it worked out. I thought it went very well considering we kind of threw it together at the last minute this year. But that's because the veterans have been doing a good job with it the last several years. And it just sort of went. I am interested in sort of figuring out how to give the war memorial to the Veterans Affairs Officer to oversee rather than the Parks Department. I think that just kind of makes sense since Maria is a veteran. She knows all the things and she is willing and excited to do it. And she's actually been kind of helping me. I've been directing things, that questions I'm getting, and she's helping me answer them. So with the monument and the bricks, so it really would be very nice. I just don't know yet how that works because of the foundation's fund, but I'm going to talk with Jackie and see what we got to do to move things around a little. Our first Kids Crafts is this Saturday, June 13th. We have a lot of stuff going on this Saturday, actually. There's also a painting party fundraiser happening Saturday evening at the beach house at Bass Lake at 6 o'clock. The cost is $35 a person and $10 of every ticket goes to the department. There's only 3 people signed up so far, you guys. So if anybody's thinking of going, I hope you do. We're still gonna have it no matter what. We're still gonna have fun and we're just gonna see how it goes. We have been very busy taking reservations. Bev has been super busy. We've got a routine going pretty good now. And we are booked. We're pretty booked. We have, as of right now, we do have a couple spots available this weekend. I think 3, which is more than we have for the rest of the summer. We are booked for RV camping for Father's Day weekend. We have 1 spot for the last weekend of June. 4th of July weekend is booked. 2 spots the following weekend are available. Then we are booked the rest of July. And we're actually booked all through to the middle of August. And then we'll have some availability again mid-August. So if anybody is wanting to get in for camping, might want to let us know. We have 7 piers available. We've been working really hard on getting all that done. We've sold 53 bundles of firewood. Well, Bev has sold 53 bundles of firewood. Bev splits that wood. She does that all and she donates it to the parks. We have our pavilions have been booked at least over 10 times so far this summer, and that's $100 every time. So the IDEM, the environmental water people, the inspector came out for our 5-year water storage inspection on May 26th. She did make a few recommendations and we complied with those right away. Jimmy he moved some things around, but one of our bladders is no good anymore. So there are 3 bladders. One of them is no good, so it has stagnant water in it and she wants us to replace it. So the only person around here really IDEM qualified that does that sort of thing is Bill Montgomery. He's done a lot of work at Bass Lake. He's been doing things there for years. So he came out yesterday and checked it himself and said, yes, indeed, you need a new bladder. So he will be getting a quote for that. Unfortunately, it wasn't something we knew we were going to be having to deal with. But he'll get that quote and I'll get it to you guys as soon as I know. We got a grant from the Hive Foundation last month for $2,500. I told you guys I was applying for that. I didn't know what exactly to expect, but we went to the dinner and the Hive it's all women and you pay $120 to be part of it. And then whoever pays money gets to vote on who the top winners is for the grant because all the money goes to grants. So there were, of all the candidates, everybody got a grant and there was the top prize and second, and then everybody got at least 1,000. So we got the top prize. And I would say that it seemed like everyone was really excited about what we are doing and all the stuff that we have going on for the community and all ages, the kids crafts, the teen board games, the coffee and conversation for older folks, just everybody's kind of included. So I think that's why we did well. We had our World Environment Day, June 5th. I thought that was a success. Bruce was really happy. He loves to share the forest with people. 15 people were on his first hike. About 5 were on the second because it rained. And people, oh gosh, sorry. That's someone wanting to reserve a campsite. Okay. I met with the Luau the Lake Committee yesterday. The event is still on for August 8th. Same thing, but better and bigger this year. Things are already moving. We've got a band, we've got better vendors, we've got a plan. And so today, we got that event up online and right away, like I think maybe 7 people said they were going and 79 people were interested by midday. So I think it'll be another big hit. I wanted to give props for Rick Green. He's coming, helps a lot. He's putting a drop ceiling into the kayak storage room. It's the only room that didn't get a ceiling. So he measured, he went and got the materials, he's doing all that. And he also built a wall around one of the furnaces. There's 2. One is where the public can never get it, but one was where the public could access it. So Rick built a wall and is putting a door there. So that's, I think, all for my superintendent's report.
Very good.
So, Richard, with the budget, so I'm very supportive of that additional position because the event manager and facility management,
Yes.
because this is the first year that we've had everything open. And there's so much more going on. And this is for 2027, right? So so what I would suggest you do is that we vote on this budget for Amy to be able to turn it in, and that during the budget hearing, that's when you need to have the job descriptions and all that
Okay.
stuff. So whenever they hadn't decided when their budget hearing is gonna be yet, because I
Okay.
asked one of the councilmen and they hadn't heard yet, so.
Okay,
So I'll make a motion that we approve the budget as Amy
There's
presented.
opposed, okay,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Very good. Okay,
for the financial report, I just have the budget here and I'm still having a little issue. Michaeline did go ahead and move those, you know how the work was kind of mixed up. We got that straightened out. The only thing left to straighten out is that I took the furnaces from repair and maintenance. But what I needed to do was take it from that furnace and water softener fund and then use whatever's left over out of repair and maintenance. So I'll get that fixed.
all right,
If everybody, in case anybody was wondering, this is from the 4th, so a few days ago. But here's where, I can't tell you beach, I forgot to tell you guys another thing. I did get the First Source bank account open, so I'm gonna be taking all the cash there, and then at the end of the month, I'll write Kelly a check. It'll make it easier for her, and it'll be another check and balance. So beach will be a little bit different reporting this summer, but on piers. And it's been a little, we've had some, $550 days, but it's been pretty slow. But piers right now, we are sitting at $65,400. And campground right now. We're sitting at $155,786.
So, and that's for receipts?
Yeah. Yep. So things are going pretty good.
very good,
Mhm.
okay. Any other business that we need to discuss? Yes,
Are we under contract for peer removal?
So Joel brought that up the other day and he said,
No, so what we had agreed to do is. Now that the piers are installed, we're gonna bid out the removal.
Yeah, that's why I didn't remember if we did that with Joe right away or just we did the one.
No, we need to do that like probably
Yes.
in the July meeting.
yes, he said
So-
August would be, because I said, does it
I
need to
think
be?
we should do it in July, but try to get,
Yeah, we're kind of close now.
right,
I know, that's why I said August, because I'm just worried I won't be able to get it together in time, but I'll try.
yeah, so if we have maybe the diagram of, we know what the piers are, we know how many, we're not replacing anything or doing anything different, this is just installation and removal and installation.
Well,
Huh?
Gary
Removal and installation.
will help me with that.
That's fine.
And then as long as we put out to have folks. That surely wouldn't need to be a sealed bidder, I think, 'cause that's a service contract, so I think.
yeah.
They were sealed in the past, but I don't know if they had to be.
Yeah, I don't know, ours, they were, I mean, it doesn't matter, but.
We tried to leave,
Yeah.
remember like when we had to call Steve, because I had not opened the thing at the time.
Services out there that do this type of service, the exact same diagram and what's required. And ask them to submit that to us by our next meeting, I think we're good, and they can seal it, and we can open it at the meeting, it doesn't hurt anything, I guess.
If we get more than one.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, anything else? Yes, sir.
Hello, my name is Bob Harper. My wife Jamie and I were lifelong Starke County residents. We recently purchased a cottage on Bass Lake and it's come to our attention. We read the news, we see the piers, they need some upgrades. We'd like to make a donation. to the park department to upgrade the piers. And my original thought was $5,000 a year over the next 5 years. You need five, or if it needs to be, given you some other way, so we need more upfront, if $5,000 a year isn't enough, it needs to be 10,000, or it needs to be all at once, I'm willing to, go or work on that, however we need to do it. But I went over the piers, and I know they need some maintenance, and we'd like to help that.
Wow, thank you.
Well, thank you
Very
for suggesting a generous donation. I think what we had been talking about doing is the aluminum piers going out are good and okay. But we did talk about having a plan to repair and replace the wood sections over time,
Which we start,
which we started, but we hadn't really came up with a plan for that yet, but we're willing to take any donation.
Wow, thank you, yeah.
That's a great meeting.
Yeah,
If you could just get with Amy and,
I did send Amy an email earlier to let her know that I was coming for this, it was late in the afternoon, so you probably didn't get it, so she does it.
you know now. Yep.
but thank you very much, very much appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I have a question. What are the rules about dogs on the park and the beach?
So they're not supposed to be on the sand beach,
Okay.
but they
So,
can,
I'm looking, we were there at the beach and there were people, German Shepherd off lead in the water, then there was another couple, and then next day I come. Check on boat rain, and I know you would love this, Bev, not cleaning up after their dogs.
Oh,
And it's, and
Right.
people complain about teeth,
right,
but now guys, I know, it was a big dog. It was a big dog, and they're all off lead, none of them are on.
well,
lead.
they're all supposed to be leashed.
None of them, none of them.
can we just get Simons to put up a couple of those softboards with the stands?
Yep.
And we put a couple up and down the beach, dogs must be leashed, it's Indiana law that they have to be leashed. And please clean up after your dogs, cause they said somebody cleaned up after the dog, but left the bag sitting on the beach.
Well, yeah, so Carson went today to clean up garbage and there was really no garbage when we left yesterday, which means people are there after hours. And they were just garbage everywhere. Carson said some of the bags were full, but then some of the bags were, they just threw the garbage on the ground next to the thing. They didn't even put it in the, it's a bit of an issue. I don't know.
Like. After hours.
Well, I know we've talked about after hours and maybe closing the gate, but then how do boaters who have pier
Well,
slips and things like
What
that?
we used to do, it will help a little, but it won't solve the problem. We used to lock one gate, so everybody had to go in and out of one, which slows them down from. Just going through, they used to, after hours, they used to just leave one gate open.
That's
So
what Bev said.
what about putting a combination padlock or something and give it to all the people that have the access, the boaters, the campers? I mean, that would slow it down significantly, and you can change it every so often. Takes
No,
this
no.
out,
Yeah.
I mean, the locks are $15 a piece, something like that, $20 a piece.
The only thing I'm worried about with that, and you're gonna laugh,
That's hang up.
we have a lot of problems with people just keeping track of their passes.
Yeah, that is true.
Master makes a 4-digit one, so if you can keep track of your PIN number on your ATM card.
Do we, is there signage out there that says close that time, close that overnight? Maybe we need to do that too.
forever.
The public
There is
portion of
a-
the beach is closed after a certain time. And maybe get some signage that shows that, and that obviously boaters who have private slips on there,
So pier rentals only after such and such an hour.
yeah, maybe.
I mean, that'll slow it down, but you're still not gonna,
We can take that as the first step, maybe.
well, you can only do so much for people. People are gonna do what they wanna do, you can't stop them. I mean, it's just like people walking around the gate, so they don't have to pay.
Yeah.
But if we have a room, then we can maybe get on the sheriff's department and get out there and kind of make some passes. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, a few years ago, they used to have a rather large, Vasper or Yale lock, those 4 combination. And they gave that combination to everybody that had boat piers. And as far as, I don't have a boat pier, so I don't know, but I've never heard that there was a problem.
That was done during COVID.
No, this is,
No.
Well, they did it during COVID because the beach wasn't open, but Larry left it open for the boaters. And they locked the beach during COVID Said only the boaters could get into the beach.
Yeah, the only thing about, this is just my view, the combination lock is a good idea, but if you put that combination out there to 200 people, it's gonna get out.
Yeah,
And I'm just not sure that it's gonna solve.
Joe's got a boat, but he's gonna tell his friend Bill the combination, he can use it.
I've heard worse, weirder things. So,
yeah.
You know, it's not gonna go to just,
Or they'll give it to their kid, go open the gate.
Yeah.
It's,
it would help, but it's, there's no foolproof
Yeah.
answer.
I think you're right.
So, just for clarification for everybody, the official hours for the park are sunrise to sunset?
That's what the hours were for the forest, but has never been anything posted since I've been here.
Might be something to start with.
yeah, so maybe we give that until next month and.
Yeah.
Well, the beach used to open at 9 o'clock.
Well, yeah, the gate opens, of course, when we take money, but
Closed at sunset, and I'm going back when the state had. it. When Larry was there, there was no.
No rules.
Training people again to follow the
Yeah.
rules. 14 years, we had no rules.
Why don't you contact the highway department and let's get some signs at least and start there.
okay.
And then we'll figure out how we can control the gate.
And maybe we'll have to
come up
try a
with
couple
plan.
different things to see how
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah, cause we just found out this last week that up until, I guess, July 1st. That those wakeboard boats at night that go below 10 miles an hour, they won't skier in the middle of the night, and there is no law against it, but as of July 1st, there
There
is.
is a lot.
After sun.
Yeah, but that's how fast they go when they pull those skiers.
10 miles
So
an
as
hour.
long as they're not going over. As of July 1st, that's changed.
If that law goes in effect, you
July
cannot,
1st.
it's not the speed limit, you cannot surf between
Okay.
Dusk
10.
and dawn.
I don't know what the morning, I don't know if it's sunset.
I know it's the dusk and dawn, but
But I think it's 10 o'clock at night, I could be wrong, but it's listed on Facebook, because that's where I saw it.
yeah.
The rule just passed and it goes in effect July 1st. I know it took a lot for politicians to go out on the limb and say, no surfing after 10 PM, well, that hits a lot of people, you know. But supposedly, there's one guy on Bass Lake,
There's two.
Yes,
or two guys that surf constantly
At night.
at night, up and down Bass Lake. So, and Culver has also even gone as far as giving specifications of what they want the wake boats to do and go on Lake Maxon.
Right.
It's not,
Power likewise and all. that
it's
stuff.
not law yet, but it's suggestions from Lake Maxon and the Culver community, so. The politicians are starting to look at it because Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota are really cracking down on wake boats.
So not to change the subject, but I'm changing the subject. Anyone had complaints about the bathrooms in campground? If you had complaints about the bathrooms? Try to-
Yeah, the only, I did get one comment is.
The campground side?
Yeah, I know on the beach side that the bathroom, well, I think when we were going through the guts thing, on that Wednesday that it was open, it wasn't open.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I heard.
Couple things on the bathrooms. So the beach bathrooms are now open as of today. There was a porta potty there for people to use. But now they're open, we needed to fix the mechanisms. The beach house, we decided to go ahead and staff someone in there on Wednesdays. I tried to have a day off, during the week for everyone, but I think we should have the concession open. There was 40 cars there, Bev said last Wednesday. It's gonna be hot tomorrow and people do need a place to use a restroom and have a nice snack. So we're gonna go ahead and have the concession open on Wednesday. I know some people were complaining on the camp bathrooms this weekend that they felt they were still dirty. Whitney made sure to clean them really good this morning.
Yeah, that's all I had.
So if we go into having hours at the beach, so then bathrooms will be closed at them hours, right?
Yeah, I think
So
we should
can
be.
tell people that
Yeah.
there's no service after such and such a time.
That's good idea too. That'll definitely.
time for the.
Wow.
Yep.
That might create.
Has there been an issue with people
It's an uphill
beach
battle,
going
yeah.
over to the campground bathroom? I mean, do they even know
No,
there's a
it
bathroom
does.
there? You don't think so? Okay.
No, but there's an issue with like,
Outside people using
Yeah.
bathrooms.
What do you mean outside?
Yeah, because it
Like
does say for campers.
construction
only,
workers,
doesn't it?
or just people who can.
I understand.
I haven't
Okay.
noticed it when I
Not
go
the
there,
campground.
'cause I use that bathroom and in the campground, but I haven't noticed other people coming in. You know what I mean? When I'm in there, I don't notice anybody from the beach coming in.
No.
you know.
I've just
this
heard
year
that,
we
that
haven't.
there's a mess that somebody is going in there and not cleaning up after themselves.
It's always like that. I
And-
camped at Hickory Hills for 20 years.
Is this weekend?
As soon as they clean up,
That's
somebody's in a
where
trench.
I'm
or
going.
something.
I've heard it a few times and I was gonna mention to Amy and I forgot about it, but
I haven't.
I mean, I would hate to think that our
I'm there.
campers are going in there and making a
Weekend,
huge mess
so.
and not,
It's on the
Cleaning.
campground side, isn't it?
that's what I heard, yeah. But if, I mean, I don't know, I haven't gone in there
I don't use
since
them.
it was first remodeled, so I don't know. I just,
Is, Deb, are you there all week? Is there somebody there?
I got to go home last night for the first time in 1 month. So yeah, I'm there a whole week.
What I mean is, there's somebody there though, seeing who's coming into the park, even if they're not there.
All
Well,
hours.
I understand that, but there's still a county personnel
Yeah,
there, is what
yeah.
I'm saying. You know,
Just not last night.
and they took advantage of it.
probably.
As far as the parking lot goes, maybe an hour before sunset, people are starting to come in there. With picnic stuff, it's a sunset stay, and I know for a fact,
Yeah,
at
they do.
least up till 10 o'clock at night. I could sit on my porch and look out there and see golf carts, to see
Yeah.
scooters with the little lights on them, and cars coming in and out of there.
I know, I hate to lock people out of the beach, but I don't know how we deal with
I
this
don't either.
garbage
I don't either.
situation. I know it's not everybody, it's just a few rotten apples.
Always.
I think if you start telling people, if we start putting signs up.
Mhm.
And you start telling beach goers that the beach closes at such and such a time.
Yeah.
So people know now there is
Yeah.
a close time. It's not gonna stop everybody,
Right.
but if people know there is a close time. Like when you come in and pay for the day, you tell them beach closes at whatever, 6, 7 o'clock, you know, just to get in people's heads.
Yeah. I definitely think signs will help.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Bill's been nice enough to, you know, split that wood. Is there a cost to that wood?
No, well,
Okay, it's a free, do you give to any camper?
no, they pay.
I
That's-
charge it's for the weekend campers.
It's
like
for the
benefit.
weekend camper.
Yeah,
Okay.
I try to keep it for the weekenders. I don't
Okay.
have enough split
Okay.
to.
Cause I had somebody put for me and.
We make our money off
And
of,
I go, I don't know,
Yeah, cause the
Yeah,
seasonals
50%.
do need a
yeah.
wood source.
Well, I think when they posted that, it didn't say for just campers, so I'm weekenders, some
Some people
people.
come to me and I.
Yeah, and but then
Yeah.
they look at it and say, well, how come we can't buy? You know what I
So
mean? So
yeah.
I kinda like, well,
Well,
don't
I
understand
sell
it.
them for-
you know.
I'm not selling them a truckload.
Right,
I don't want a
no,
truckload.
but I mean, yeah, some people.
Yeah.
Said, you know,
I don't have-
I mean, I don't need any wood, we get our own wood, so, I mean, but
Yeah.
some other people, you know, that.
Yeah, I get, yeah, the seasonals will just have to find a
Yeah,
source. Probably,
which we don't have a problem with somebody else at some point.
there's people around the lake, I think that you can.
yes, and they drive through once in a while.
Yeah,
And there's phone number, you guys got a phone number.
yeah, we have a phone number for where we
Delivery
get
to-
our wood at, so.
Okay, well, yeah,
They
good.
just delivered ours, so.
They're in a market every week that guys deliver flyers.
Yeah, is there, you know, you have that nice, that board out there by the restaurant, you post stuff like that on there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'll get there in my life.
I mean, I'm just saying, is that available?
Oh, yeah. I'd like to get a new board for out there, but yes, that would be good, yes.
You know, and maybe some RV repair things, cause I got people asking me and I know a couple.
Yeah, start putting those
Okay.
cards up
I
there.
didn't know if I was allowed to do that
Yeah.
or not, so.
And I'd just like to say, I mean, I think this year has been outstanding so far. I mean, that tea party was phenomenal.
Mhm.
The different events that are going on there, it's so great to see that that's going on and it's gonna get better and better every time, so. Thank you for all you guys are doing.
People are just wondering if the concession is open.
Right.
Yeah, oh, and I forgot to mention, not only is Kids Craft starting this Saturday, but then Thursday, the 19th, we start Coffee and Conversation. Expecting a lot of you to be there at the beach house, and it's gonna start with the sheriff's office. We're gonna try to have a little speaker each time, just kick us off, so the sheriff's department said they'd go first. And we'll have free coffee from Rabbit and donuts or whatever. And then on Thursday evenings weekly, we're having a teen board game night. And honestly, there's a lot more excitement around that than I thought there would be. There's a group of kids that want to play Dungeons and Dragons and
As long as you got the sheriff's department out there, we can ask them to maybe make a little extra patrols when they're out there after dark, so.
yeah, that'd be a good, that's a good.
Safety patrol.
Yeah,
Well, the biggest thing though would be to tell the sheriff's department, nobody should be in there after.
after.
Yeah.
Unless they're a voter,
Yeah,
so. If you don't have a peer pass, you shouldn't be allowed in there after
After
the
dark,
closing hours.
yeah, after dark, whatever that is.
Whatever time you guys set.
mhm.
All right, anything else?
Is everything okay over at Kramer's Beach?
I just wanna say this, we've got great help out there this year. Bev, Amy are doing a great
Oh,
job. Jerry, we're fortunate that we have these people and I think things are just gonna get better and better as time goes on. And believe me, the board is committed to making Bass Lake Beach and Campground, a happening place. Okay?
Yeah.
So thank you all for coming tonight.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor? Aye.